Now, in my opinion, I think Kelvin De Bruyne was underrated too early by Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. Now, why am I saying so? Now, we all know that the player Kelvin De Bruyne is currently 33 years old, and Pep Guardiola think that Kelvin De Bruyne doesn't really have a lot to offer anymore in the game of football. And Manchester City and Pep Guardiola think that the player has run out in terms of age. You understand? But in today's video, I'll be standing on the fact to disagree with Pep Guardiola and those other persons who also think that Kelvin De Bruyne has run out in terms of age. Well, in my opinion, I think that the player still have a lot to offer in the game of football, and I think that the player is also needed in Manchester City. Now, Manchester City have sold him to Napoli, but in my opinion, I think that selling Kelvin De Bruyne to Napoli was a mistake made by Manchester City. And the reason why I said so is what I'm going to be exposing in today's video. Now, let's dive in proper. Now, let's not forget, last season Manchester City didn't end well. Why? Because they entered the season without winning a title. You understand? The FA Cup final title, they lost it to a Crystal Palace. Now, many persons think that it was Rodrigo who was injured in the midfield that led to Manchester City poor performances last season. Well, in my opinion, I don't really think that it was only Rodrigo who was injured that led to that. I think that Kelvin De Bruyne, who was not given playing time, you understand, by Pep Guardiola, also contributed. Now, let's not forget, it was not only Rodrigo who was injured in the midfield. Kelvin De Bruyne was also injured. So I think that Kelvin De Bruyne was injured, Rodrigo who was also injured. Those two players also contributed to Manchester City failure. You understand? Because it seems that Kelvin De Bruyne's impact is not felt last season. So many persons are not seeing Kelvin De Bruyne absent. Kelvin De Bruyne, who was absent, also contributed to their failure. And Kelvin De Bruyne, who has also returned from injury, lacked play time. Pep Guardiola didn't play Kelvin De Bruyne regularly. So I think that Kelvin De Bruyne, who was not given playing time, also contributed to that Manchester City poor performances. Now, let's not forget, Erling Haaland, who is the striker of Manchester City, you understand? He can only perform better if Kelvin De Bruyne is on the pitch. Because we all know that ever since Erling Haaland came to Manchester City, in his first season in charge of Manchester City as their main striker, Manchester City won the treble. You understand? And Manchester City winning the treble, most of Erling Haaland goals were assisted by Kelvin De Bruyne. So you can see that if Kelvin De Bruyne is on the pitch, that's when Erling Haaland can also play better. Now let's use Chelsea for instance. Use Chelsea as an instance. Now Diego Costa, the striker of Chelsea, you understand? When Diego Costa was playing striking in Chelsea, you will find that if the game is pressing Chelsea, means their opponents are having more dominance in the game. We have seen so many occasions where Diego Costa will just shout out to Antonio Conte to substitute Cesc Fabregas in, because Diego Costa knows that if Cesc Fabregas is in the midfield, he can easily deliver key passes to him and he can easily score. You understand? So Diego Costa himself already knows that if Cesc Fabregas is at the pitch, that's when he will have good passes. You know, good passes will be given to him by Cesc Fabregas, and he can easily put the ball in the back of the net. So bringing that to Manchester City, I will also say that Kelvin De Bruyne is a midfielder who is sending key passes to Erling Haaland. So benching Kelvin De Bruyne last season was a mistake made by Manchester City. So and that's one of the reasons why they also failed. It was not only Rodrigo who was injured, and also let's not forget, Luka Modric of Real Madrid won the Ballon d'Or as at age 33. You understand? And as at 33, Luka Modric was already at the peak of his career. You understand? Winning the Ballon d'Or as a midfielder. So why do Pep Guardiola and Manchester City not think that, or why do so many places not think that Kelvin De Bruyne, who has hit age 33, has now run out or doesn't really have a lot to offer? Well, in my opinion, I think that those persons who think that Kelvin De Bruyne has run out are making a very huge mistake, including Pep Guardiola. So I think that Manchester City, who have sold Kelvin De Bruyne to Napoli, must have made a mistake, and I think that Kelvin De Bruyne, who has gone to Napoli, still has a lot to offer in the game, and the player has already united with his national teammate Romelu Lukaku. You understand? And also Antonio Conte being the head coach of Napoli, who is an expert in management and also a good coach. I think that Kelvin De Bruyne may also have a brilliant. I think Kelvin De Bruyne, in terms of age, he hasn't run out yet because he's just 30 years old, and I think that he has a lot to offer in the game of football.